How y'all doing? I want to speak on the whole age of accountability thing. Um, a lot of churches have taught that kids that are under a certain age are not at the age of accountability, and when they die, they automatically go to heaven because they don't know no better, as they say. Okay, this is something that has been taught by man within the church. If you think about this concept that the kid is innocent in God's eyes until they're like 11 or 12 or till they come to the so-called age of accountability, okay, to some people, they think their kid just good to go. As soon as they die, they automatically go into heaven. Okay, this is obviously not true. The one verse I put up with the stat when God says the age of accountability is Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Okay. Once again, I'm going to go back to Genesis. And where Noah, God told Noah, it said that man's every thought was evil continually, and God repented that he made man. Okay. During the flood, there were children on the earth. Okay. So, and the reason he flooded is because man's every thought was evil continually. Okay, even though the babies and the bassinets and little Johnny running around outside, in the field, even though the baby and the bassinet is physically unable to sin, his thoughts was enough to bring God's wrath down on him. Now, something for you to think about. Why would God bring what he said was wicked and evil and that he destroyed to heaven? Okay. I'm not trying to put all babies in hell, or I ain't trying to put nobody in hell. But what I'm saying is they shouldn't be teaching that. That's a lie. It's not biblical at all. A lot of people bring up the verse about David saying, I can go to him, but he can't return to me. We talking about David. Okay, the child that they lost, Nathan said they lost it because of the sin that David committed, which was adultery and murder of Uriah. Okay, God do what he want to do. He said, I have mercy on who I want to have mercy on. Okay, David said he can go to him, but he can't return to him. Whether he was talking about the grave or to be with God, that's between him and God. But like I said, there is no guarantee in the Bible that tells you all infants and all little kids go to heaven automatically until they come to the age of accountability. That's a lie. In Psalms 137:9, where they talking about Babylon, he said, happy and joyful is he who taketh the little infant and dasheth his head into the stone. Okay, these are things carried out by, and God, like he said, he ain't got to explain himself to nobody when he was talking to Job. He said, who can say I owed him anything? Everything under the heavens belonged to me. And then he also told Job, would you discredit me to justify yourself? And that's what people do. Well, God wouldn't do nothing like that. Okay, your God wouldn't, because my God say right here. So never tell nobody what your God would do if you don't have your God in the Bible saying that he wouldn't do that. Because now you're creating your own God, which is idolatry. Okay, this is why we need to be teaching them from the time they born until they get out of our house. Live for God, or you can die, burn, and go to hell. God can come get you at any time. Simple as that. Most churches don't preach on this because the majority of churches are women. Okay, and like I tell everybody, the last thing Ginger wants to hear the pastor say to her, because she's shaking little Becky and little Johnny running around knocking people's stuff off the pews, is, hey, have him sit down because he can burn too. That's the last thing you want to hear in the church. And women make up the majority of the church. So they don't preach that. I'm not saying all kids are in hell. The only people that are in heaven is the people whose name are written in the book of life. Simple as that. That's in the book of Revelations. But don't go around telling that lie that they automatically in heaven because they was a kid or a baby, when there's plenty of scriptures that tell you God destroyed peoples and nations, even Sodom and Gomorrah. Abraham asked him, could he find 10? He said, no. He went all the way from 50 down to 10. God destroyed the whole city. There was kids in that city. There were toddlers, infants in that city. God destroyed it because it was wicked. He brought all of the wicked to heaven. No, it don't work like that. Scripture clearly tells you that. That's why I tell people, go study yourself. Don't take my word for it. I even put it on the post to go look it up and pray and ask God for understanding, because this is stuff that you've been taught consistently over the years, but it's not biblical. And like I said, it's also the program. You let a kid go until they 12 years old and then decide you want to try to teach them something because you feel now they're accountable. You crazy, man. If they a lying, dirty thief and conniving as a 4 or 5 year old, guess what? They going to be that. That's going to be hard to get up out of them. So it even tells you in the Bible, beat them. Beat them. Save their soul from hell, from destruction. You know, so like I said, go study that. That's what I mean by that, and that's the scripture. Don't take people's word for it. Go look it up yourself. God bless. Shalom.